Well, hello there, YouTube. I am, not sure that wasn't a little quail or something. Whew. Oh boy, it's a long ways up. This is a BB Road, which is just off of West Side Highway, and my remote is not connecting to my Hero 4. But this was an old riding area that I used to come to a lot. But this was actually just a dirt road back then. And they've long since paved it. But the riding area up here was closed off. And by the way, I'm heading dead west, so I apologize for the sun in your face. But there's a power line. There's power lines out here where you can ride around. And years and years ago, they closed this thing off. But I think my son, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, him and his buddies have been coming out here riding. So I was studying a map, and I can't zoom in close enough to see that if the dirt road that heads out that way is gated or not. Guess I'll find out here directly. And I think right up here is where I need to take my left. And I think it's called Casey Creek or Cedar Creek or something's out here. A little creek that runs through here, which I remember coming across. Which is what, well, that's the end of that. Son of a SOB. That's the road out. There's probably no wood cutting. I'll be a son of a gun. You gotta be kidding me. Well, it's not even locked. You could just open it right up. But, I'm not doing that. So, back north down West Side Highway is Casey Road. I know I can get up there. Well, that answers that. Alright, so we need to go back north here. So, what I'll do is I'll stop you now and I'll just come back on. It's not far down the road here. A couple, 3 miles maybe. And I'll jump back on. So we'll talk to you here in just a few. We'll see you now. Bye. There. So that's kind of weird. It was exactly to the 10th, 2 miles down the road. How weird is that? But this thing will abruptly turn dirt here. Yeah, I've taken you guys up here before. You know, the bad thing about taking this out here is going to be all dusty. Yesterday, I spent about 2.5 hours washing this thing. So even if it gets dirty, it was worth washing it, because man, I haven't washed this thing in, God, probably 8 to 10 months. It's been quite some time. Boy, this place retains the moisture, doesn't it? It's probably getting my bike all dirty. Yeah, I think I bombed you guys through there. Went through a little trail where Ryan got flipped off his... I think I tried to find it. Maybe I did find it. But Ryan did this crazy crash. This one, he was small enough, he was on his little Pt.1. But he caught the stump, caught his brake lever and just flipped him. And he just flung through the air. Did it's like he was doing a flip. And landed with his back upside down right into an old dead stump. Huge stump from an old growth. And didn't even knock the wind out of him, oddly enough. But one of my co-workers, in fact, he still works for us. He actually works with Kelly now at the Longview store. He's always worked at the Longview store. At the 2 different ones we had. The one on Vandercook, when we were still called Longview Motorsports, which I occasionally call our store Longview Motorsports mistakenly. I noticed I did that here recently in a vlog. I didn't mean to do that. But looking out that way, you can see the cowlet snaking up there. That's out there where I'd never be able to point this out. But if you can see the green field, that open green field, that's the road where I'm riding along the Cowlitz River and heading for I-5. I know you'd never be able to make it out, but you can see I-5 going by way out there. But that's the back road I take home. You can barely make a little flash of the Cowlitz River as it's taking a left then a right. And where it takes that right, I can see the green field where I was talking about the baby cows and stuff laying out there. So from there, my house would be, I would be out in this valley over in here. And normally you'd be seeing Mount Rainier just massively huge sitting right there, but the clouds are hiding her. Give the old DR a second to cool down. How about that? Not that these things really overheat because they have a massive oil cooler on them, and it works similar to how the old GSXRs did. They inject oil at the bottom of the piston and all this stuff. Got cool oil flowing through the head, and it essentially helps cool the top end on it. But she's still nice and clean. If you can see that with me facing in the sun. How about the other side? Yeah, a little dust on the back wheel, but that's no big deal. Got a tire or two burnt out here. Ooh, look at that nail. Oh man, there's a whole ton of them there. Wow, hope those aren't laying out in the road anywhere. But yeah, oh yeah. Some guy left a message, I don't know if that was today or yesterday. Says, you ever thought about trying to ride out in God's country? Well, maybe you haven't been out to the Pacific Northwest. There's just miles and miles of nothing but miles and miles. So I don't know if you can make out the power line. There's a hill that rolls over. You can take them power lines and it'll drop you out into Vader, which is kind of cool. And where I just came through, you can kind of see, you can see the little smoke over this ridge line. Just on the other side of it, you can see a little bit of smoke coming up. I come down from that way. That's around the. Oh no, sorry. That's actually Vader you're looking at right there. Yeah, I come. Oh man, it'd be too hard to point out. Plus, it's so far away. You guys aren't seeing any of that anyway. I can hear a train going by down the tracks down in the valley. But we just come out of that valley. The Cowlitz River is actually snaking through here before it turns and heads east. And the railroad tracks against that. I've taken you down West Side Highway and stuff. In fact, I was there just a few minutes ago. But that's down in that valley. So anyway, you guys don't care about any of that crap. You probably want to go for a ride, huh? Why don't we do that? So this is just kind of boring back roads. I'll wait till I get out towards the power line and I'll come on then. How about that? Because this 4 Black is a battery-eating fool. Are you kidding me? I've got 1 bar of battery left. I may be coming back with microphone and the 3 Plus here, because that's ridiculous. I've done maybe 20 minutes worth of video. Seriously? All right, I'm a sign out. Let's see ya. Oops, wrong button. Hey, that smell I was smelling, that was definitely Definitely race gas, because those two guys that passed me earlier on, oh, I don't think I was even on then. Anyway, I just pulled out of that driveway thing and I seen this. I thought, well, let's explore down here just a little bit. See what we have down here. With my dual sport tires just aching to take me out here. There's so many roots in the ground down through here. But what I gotta watch for is that I don't end up on some crazy hill that I can't get out with dual sport tires. Looks like it's just gonna do a loop around here is all it's doing. Yeah. That's all it's doing, just looping right back where I came from. So, in a turn, which is scary. So those guys hung a right here. I wonder where the hell they went. Is there a trail that goes down that way? Looks like there is. Like I say, I gotta be very, very careful where I go. I need to get some good tires on this thing. Again, I got you facing in the sun. Yeah, this is the way it'll take you out towards Vader. But like I say, I think it's kind of boring out here. If I remember right. Geez, that was a cool enough breeze. I thought I had my britches unzipped. But I think this thing goes down into a pit that I'm probably not going to want to cross. Those guys went bombing down that hill. I'm sure it's a trail that probably pops out down here. I'll probably see them at the bottom somewhere. God, it's been a long time since I've gone down this way. I think Ryan and I went this way before. Oh yeah. Get a good old rolling rock under our wheel and take us out. My damn rear brake's squeaking too. That's kind of irritating. Oh yeah, this is like river rock riding damn near. And man, these things will roll. You catch one just right, they'll roll under your wheel and down you go. Just heard my little watch stuffed under my headlight there beep. Yeah, this could be real interesting coming back up. Yeah. For damn sure. This big old heavy dual sport tired old gal. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Watch when I get down here, it'll be a big, huge mud pit that I gotta go through. Jeez, that's steep. Come on, rear brake, quit that squeaking. It's irritating. It's irritating me. Oh, yeah. Just what I figured, a mud hole. A mud hole that I ain't even gonna think about trying on this thing. Yeah, there's a way around it, but it won't be with me today. Yeah, where's the best place to roll this big old biatch around here? It's cool. Somebody made him a little bench there for resting. So I mentioned the that used DR, which is sold, by the way, that DR200, and I was talking about getting that for Kelly because Kelly wants a dual sport. You guys definitely took that the wrong way. Like I was buying something for her so I could ride it. Of course, I do and would ride it, but it would be mostly for her, and we're definitely a couple that, hold on, that what's mine is yours type of a deal. Okay, that was one of them. Let's negotiate the next one here. That is some brutal rocks right there. But even Kelly's going, are you kidding me? So I guess I shouldn't be shocked, because it seems like most people I know, even husband and wives, you know, they even keep two separate bank accounts. You know, she's got her money, he's got his money. You know, there's certain things they get on together, you know, like some major purchase for the house or a remodel, or, you know, say a camper or boat or something like that that the family would use. But for like all other things, like, you know, motorcycles, cameras, computers, whatever, it seems like there's you know, two separate accounts going on. Well, even back in the early 80s when Kelly and I were just dating, and you know, by the time we were living with each other, we've always had a joint account. And never at any point have I thought about it being any other way. I mean, there's just like, I don't know, maybe we're way old school or whatever. But like if I bought that little DR200, it would basically be hers, but she wouldn't care if I ever rode it. You know, if I did, I mean, literally has no problem with that. In fact, she would assume that I would, but it would be, between us, it would be discussed as her motorcycle. But I would never try to convince her that I was buying something for her so that I could ride it. I think she kind of would assume I would ride it anyway. And when I was, you know, reading some of the comments to her, she's going like, what the hell, really? But, you know, we talked about this and going, you know, really it is that way. You know, we hear, you know, coworkers and friends and whatever, and that's the way they are, you know. And that's the way most people would take something like that, but I can assure you it's nothing as sinister as that. That's kind of funny. You know, I've bought her digital SLRs and stuff like that. That's her camera, but I'll use it. And she knows that if she needs to borrow something of mine, it's like, it's not even a question as whether it's okay or not. You just do it. So which is going to be this looks like this could be the funner way around if there's no mud hole. And this is all red clay out here. This is like Texas style out here. Yeah.